It was squeaky bait time on Vertigo, but Bait actually managed to close out their map pick. Now we head into Anubis, and wildly enough, LDLC actually start on the T side despite it being their map pick. So that is quite exciting. They're very fast up mid early. And Kalash is in a world of danger, or maybe he isn't at all. Oh my god, Kalash with 2.
Yeah, I call the ambulance, but not for me. Amster getting involved, drops the bomb. This pistol round has fallen before it can even begin. Kalash overperforming with the double there. Despite getting run down, it looked like he was just like not responding to all of that fast out aggression. You could hear them running and he's just casually repositioning, but plucks 2 out of the air. That's enough. Then Amster with the dualies does enough. A double of his own on the split. So beautiful from Bait. And yeah, it's an interesting point around kind of starting T-side or CT side. I think we're seeing an evolution in the meta now where CT sides are kind of getting a bit more of a hang of things. And I think people are a bit more comfortable starting there now. But it's definitely something that can be a little 50-50.
I actually quite like it for Bait because we saw how explosive and how good their T-side was. So if you get this half out the way, you know you've always got that in the back pocket. Starting the pistol and securing it always gets them on the right track. This is going to be very fast though. LDLC, they're gunning it straight in towards A. Deep utility. Amster actually blocks the smoke, so he gets a free sightline on towards Gravity. Lambert also caught out at the fountains. It is a phenomenal start for Amster.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I wonder how intentional it was to block that smoke there. That was really cool. He's just tucked into the corner and it just automatically blocked, it felt like. So that's a lineup to know at home. Afro, not going to get much done here. Onto 1 HP and dealt with immediately. So force buy there is, well, not very exciting at the end of the day. Amster completely deals with all of them.
Yeah, no bomb plant, no money. It means the bonus is going to feel a lot sweeter for Bait. Get Kalash involved, farming up some cash with the MP9. And yeah, that is a really interesting point. I think we've seen discussions kind of at the tier 1 level. Obviously, this is a tier 1 Counter-Strike, but still you can kind of apply and adapt what they're saying. And normally it's 4-5 rounds on the CT side. You feel quite comfortable. I feel like we set the benchmark in tier 2 over at 5 and 6. We just added another round on top of that to give you like a solid foundation. But it's interesting seeing that we've got a pure, very attack-dependent map, such as Anubis, because it kind of just shakes things up a little bit for the future. And I think it's been a very welcome addition. I'm really happy to see how many teams have really adopted it into their pool. And it just feels like a really nice change over D2.
Yeah, and I mean, for Bait, I think the decision to start CT side probably is also slightly relates to their performance on it lately. Oh, okay, hold up. Afro, that's a pretty nasty shot with the Desert Eagle. Surely they can't do too much here. Covered FAMAS. Everyone's so low. Oh no, Lambert's done another. Captain Kirker was on the lurker. Now he's dead. That flash is able to get a nice kill there. For a couple of dinkles, but only the one. Afro trades him out. Now a 2-on-2 commences.
I like this. You're just planting in the face of it. You can now allow Lambert to go on this really big lurk, but it's a long way away. And Afro actually doesn't hold his nerve. Kalash is now going to be so preoccupied trying to clear everything that this flank might be overlooked, but Lambert needs to get a move on because that bomb, it's being stuck. He's not going to get there in time either. That is the round secured for Bait, and it's salt in the wound for Lambert as he arrives on the scene and then gets instantly deleted.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, the way that one panned out, considering there was really not a lot there from LDLC, just a couple upgraded pistols, and they almost made it look doable. So impressive stuff with the pistols. You can never count them out here, but not enough to get it done in the end. 3-0 start, perfect here for Bait. Yeah, where I was getting at is that they did play it once at the RMRs, and they started on the CT side. Didn't get any of the early rounds, but their gun rounds look good. Got 7 CT rounds, and they didn't get a single T round. This is against Apex as well.
Ooh.
So I can understand why they started CT.
Damn, alright, Snoblin. Multi-kill in towards middle. Now Owner feels like he has to try and have a response. But Gravity's holding this side of the smoke. Keep your eye on Amster because he's playing an off angle towards A. And the flames don't really spread to Captain Kirker. At least there's good trades. And suddenly Amster, he wasn't a 1 versus 4, but finds the initial kill. And then that smoke comes in the nick of time to help out Gravity. Yet again, similar story. Guns come out for LDLC, and it's a resounding success.
Yeah, and because of how extensive that round prior was with those Deagles, Beta are actually now in a really awkward position. They can't really invest into it, so LDLC are now in a great position to get a second round. Amps has got himself the FAMAS, heroic as ever. Couple of Deags around, but he's the only one armored. And LDLC, Afro's going for a fast peek over towards B. And I feel like this is a map where we're really going to see a lot more of Afro. Anubis really lends itself well to AWPing on both sides, but that T side in particular can be very strong if you're an aggressive playmaking AWPer like Afro.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of LDLC's games recently, and Afro, I'd argue this is his best map at the moment. Just always seems to work an angle. Amster trying to work in towards middle, but he's being held by Snoblimp. And that's your danger. Just trying to find opportunities on the CT side to find opening kills is always going to be such a detriment, especially when you're only on pistols. And that lone FAMAS, Snoblin, even deals with a second. Eyes dotted, T's all crossed in this eco for LDLC. If they get this one over the line with 5 alive, that's going to feel so good for the future of this half.
Wouldn't count out Owner's Desert Eagle at any point. We saw him hit some gnarly shots, but Brooksy's going to sneak up on him. Peekaboo. Owner removed. Wrinkle at least recovers that FAMAS, which that'll be nice to hold on to if he can save it, because Owner actually doesn't have a lot of cash. So that's his objective here. But LDLC, they're going to convert it cleanly. 5 alive at the moment. Still chance for that to change, but likely to remain that same. Which is exactly what they were looking for with this round.
Worth commenting on Amster going 7-2 to kick things off. And Snoblin, a player we mentioned in the pre-game, actually top of the board for his team. Afro, please be careful, because Snoblin has just walked into his demise. Gravity swings before the AWPer, so no further damage can be done. 1 casualty, really not the end of the world for LDLC, but the rifles are back out. The AWP has been acquired on Wrinkle.
Yeah, immediately dropped over by Amster, and that's at the detriment of a bit of utility for him, but all going to be juggled across. Bait now have a chance to fight. They were very strong in the gun rounds against Apex once they got them out on the CT side. See if they can hold this time around. Slow default from LDLC, taking space across the map. These CT smokes are interesting. Gravity's using a bit of a one-way on the side of it.
It's a cool idea to throw that smoke in, and what's even more interesting is the bait don't actually activate off the back of it. So it could be a false sense of security later as the half develops. Brooksy really wants to get involved, but Lambert throwing utility, well, that's cost him his life, and Amster doubles down. There are immediate trades, and the B bomb site has been opened up by Brooksy. 2 versus 2. This round is still highly contested.
Yeah, the issue for LDLC is they don't have the bomb. Look where it is. It's over towards Rugs, and, well, they have to go and collect it. And that's going to cost them precious time. Afro has to spend so much of it because they don't know where anyone from Bait is. Wrinkle was the last one they knew, and that was over, I think, towards mid where he found that kill. So Afro is going to collect this bomb. Brooksy hasn't left over towards K, but I think he might have been noticed now. He's flushed off the angle. And they start to re-clear. Kalash is creeping on through. Brooksy is so low here, but this angle is deadly, but Kalash able to connect. Now Afro in a much more difficult clutch. Having to go back and fetch the bomb has really put LDLC into a poor position. He's committed to going towards B now. And there are 2 players here. Wrinkle's getting aggressive forward with the AWP. Oh, gets off the angle. The timing. Oh, it could not have been worse. Afro walks through, spots one, but Kalash swings for the trade.
That's scary. That's really scary if you're bait, but at the same time, all these internal timings in your head, the last thing you expect is after you've dealt with the dark player, for Afro to be so late with the AWP. What a crazy round of Counter-Strike, all facilitated by the fact that they lose players out towards A and mid. Amster's flank works wonders. And suddenly the bomb is just left in no man's land for LDLC. Bait continue their hot form. The guns come out. They immediately silence and try and stifle the momentum of LDLC. And they're looking for a bit more. The issue you've got is that the round came at a very heavy cost. A couple of FAMASes and SMG intertwined with the M4 and the AWP. It's workable. Pound for pound, these weapons can pack quite a punch if used in the right circumstances. But Anubis has got some very long-range angles on it, which is going to be such a detriment to the SMG and the FAMAS.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of like a 50-50. I think it works really well, kind of like a few maps that are like this, where like you can play certain angles really well with those close-range weapons, but as soon as you have to go for the retake, it gets really tricky, right? Like an MP9 is going to be nice over towards A main, but not so great if you have to try and retake B with it. Wrinkle brought down low, trying to get in early with an aggressive peek, but spammed on through. And this T-side smoke towards Dark has allowed Gravity to get in close. Owner deploys his own. Just be careful, because Gravity has shown he's interested in playing around here. LDLC are not afraid to push into this position. Abster has again found Lambert. Second time he's gone down over towards the A-bomb site, essentially free.
Flashbang into Dark to gather control. Gravity will acquire that. But speaking of utility, there's only one smoke here for LDLC, so they got to play quite contact heavy. It looks to be an A split at the moment. We've got two players trying to fight this extremity. Amster tucked in the corner playing anti-flash. Wrinkle can be in close contact. Will take the initial. And because you've got a deep line of Kalash, they're not worried about mid. There's the shot. There's the swing out of Amster. A 2-for-1. That feels really good, especially when Kalash steps in at middle. It's all falling apart for LDLC and Gravity. He's got 30 seconds. But he hasn't got the manpower. He hasn't got the money. And Wrinkle's got the shot. Insane round.
Yeah, it's really cool, right? Because with the ADP, when you're so low, you can't really be in a position where... well, you don't want to be in a position where a trade is possible, and that's kind of one of the few setups where you can easily get away because you have that second player tucked on in. It's very common, obviously, on the CT side to deploy that, but the fact that they bring it in late with Wrinkle on low HP and he's able to get that kill and fall back, plus the bait player gets that trade perfectly. Couldn't hope for a better situation for bait. LDLC have bought into this one. They had just enough to get a semblance of a buy. Not very pretty, but enough to work with. And Oda needs to be careful he doesn't juggle utility and get caught off guard here by Lambert. And, well, he does. That's a nice shot with the Tech 9. Brooksy swinging on through with the Mac 10. Oh, it's a little bit chaotic. Captain Kirker goes down eventually to Gravity. He was just trying to escape, wanted to get through the smoke, but gets caught. Wolf in sheep's clothing, but clothing did not fit.
That's just chaos. That's LDLC throwing a spanner in the works to the defense of bait. And it's literally as simple as a Lambert Tech 9 headshot as the smoke fades. And as simple as one player being caught off guard and stuck in amongst all of those smokes. And bait can't go for this. They haven't got the money. Be a very difficult retake anyway. So LDLC, they completely steal out the round, pull the rug out from underneath bait. And make the CT... life start to question a few things and start to make things a little bit more of a challenge.
After going hunting, but not going to find anything. All right, well, LDLC bounced back immediately, and that was with not the best buy. Tech 9, though, is the one that opens it up. So they'll be very happy with that. And that's Lambert recovering from giving away a few opening kills in the 2 rounds prior. Save allows bait to play into this one. They've got 3 over towards B this time early. That's directly in response to the amount of pressure LDLC have been putting here, and well, it doesn't look like that pressure is slowing down anytime soon.
No, they've been able to get a lot of leverage just through these splits. Here comes the flashes again. Owner's just completely blindsided. Brooksy's dinked his teammate, but it might not matter. Captain Kirker with a huge multi-kill puts the round still into a favorable position to try and retake this. The bomb gets planted. Bait are here on the scene already.
Lambert gonna slide in towards Goblin. Afro's mollied off Temple, so now they have to come through here. This smoke gonna be fading any moment now, but that swing is perfect. All swaps in the flashbang. That allows Abs to get one back, but Afro with the immediate trade means that Wrinkle really gets too much done here. If it hit that flick, he might have been enticed to give it a look in, but no dice. And, okay, that was a bit of a wild one. Wrinkle actually does find that kill. And Afro... Ooh. I think Wrinkle's could just about get away. Afro not quite looking the way he is. So he does live with that AWP, but for LDLC, that was an explosive round where Bait had everyone in the right positions. But Brooksy has been doing so much work on these entries with the MAC-10s, just getting the information, gets that opening kill. Gets a little overzealous there, almost takes out his teammate as he's on autopilot with his pathing, but he opens it up, and Bait can't handle the pressure.
It's really interesting watching the smoke being thrown every round by Brooksy. It just lands in the mouth of B main. It's a little bit of a lurk smoke, and they're using it to their advantage because they're all popping through at once. Because it lands a little bit deeper than flush to the doorway, it means that there's so many more players that LDLC can get in that smoke. One flashbang is all it takes. They fan out instantly. And Bait, even though they expect players to be there, they can't handle the pressure. Wrinkle misses a shot uncharacteristically, which allows Gravity the way into Dark.
Okay, Lambert, that's a nice way to open this side up. Clean double. And Strong was always going to be tricky. It just relied on this AWP being in the right position, and unfortunately not the case. Owner's chances of saving it are also very low. LDLC are definitely going to be interested in removing this AWP. He's yet to frag. Yet to do any damage, in fact. And maybe now his chance. Strikes with the AWP for one and trade it immediately.
There's enough money to get Wrinkle and AWP anyway, so it's not the end of the world here for Bait. What's interesting now, though, is if you're LDLC, you might want to start mixing in more mid-A splits, because you've conditioned Bait that, hey, our B attack's working really well. We can pop and use that at any moment. So more forces, more diligence is going to be put over towards that B bomb site. You can see that we've got an immediate change up here. LDLC, it's more of a spread default. Bomb dropped over here towards the A side of the map again. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them.
A bit more pressure in towards mid from the T side. Looking like potentially a split Afro while he splits Amps to open with that shot. Still two players over towards A. And meanwhile, LDLC are putting pressure in towards Dark. They're putting pressure everywhere. And it's working out for them. Brooksy, ooh, he hears this. Absolutely. Repositions, knows that Captain Kirker is on his way and wins out that fight. However, Owner and Kalash both won theirs. So it is back into the 3-on-3. All very split up on both sides, but Lambert now going to get flashed on through. Start to get a bit of information over towards A, and Brooksy finds Kalash mid. That's a huge kill.
Yeah, that's really awkward for Bait. Because yet again, this can really go anywhere, and it seems to be towards B right now. Although LDLC want to gather and use the space they've just created by finding Kalash in the guts of the map. Wrinkle's searching, but Lambert is holding for this. But they move just past at the right moment. 25 seconds left. Wrinkle could be on a quick flank here if they do decide to go towards A, and Owner should get information on this cross.
Smoke comes down. Wanted to potentially get ahead of it, and oh, the timing. No, Brooks has definitely heard this and swings back through. Owner going down there, denies Bait anything into this round. That's what handled from LDLC. After Bait actually found a couple of kills, right? It was a 3-on-5. Bait even things back out, but LDLC patient, waiting for a bit of aggression in mid, find that first, and that sets them up to then accelerate off it.
Yeah, the decision to come all the way back and group as a team and walk somewhere was really exciting to watch from LDLC. They've got a really good understanding of where these players could potentially be. Wrinkle now just looking to hold on to the orb. It feels like he won't manage it. And in actual fact, he goes straight into Brooksy's crosshair. But this is the danger. LDLC are applying pressure kind of evenly all over the map in their default. So not only does it feel like if you're Bait, you can't rotate anyone a little bit preemptively, where do you go to try and find these opening kills? Where do you try and fight back? Because you lost the kill out on towards A because Amster was caught because of the really well-timed molly thrown by Lambert by Ruggs. So that split him off from the second player out towards A. Then you've got additional pressure with the flashbangs that can then be thrown by Afro as soon as he's grabbed that kill on towards Dark and B. There's so many moving pieces in the LDLC default, and Bait are struggling.
They're going to be struggling into this round as well. CZ on Amster. Shout out to CZ and Choi's out there. All three of us. Me, Amster, and Hunter. Gravity using the scaff and the smoke as this is his smoke. Or at least a T-side smoke that he's using. Obviously, not finding anything really until they get this contact in mid, so they're getting a little bit of information here. Knowing that there's not a lot here for Bait. Still going to be careful with it. No reason to throw anything away here. A good setup for the aggression that's often handed out when you're playing with pistols. Uxie and Afro are able to find a kill apiece. Off the back of that, you're certainly enticed to slowly make your way in towards B. Gravity's going to be doing just that. Owner is close by, but Gravity has managed to get ahead of him. Finds that one. Now Kalash on the site alone in a lot of trouble. And he's dealt with easily enough. So nice and perfect for LDLC, not losing anybody.
Yeah, last couple of rounds, LDLC had just been going through the motions. It's like, okay, we know exactly how to react to situations. We're taking this area of map control, which means we need this player over in water. We need this utility set off the mark. And Bait are just really limited as a consequence. Double AWP, that's now the response. It's expensive, but we are entering the tail end of this first half. Potentially, Captain Kirker is looking to lock down Dark with his AWP. In fact, it's just B main.
A double AWP's so common on this map. I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot from Wrinkles yet, but oh, that was maybe the opportunity. It was a little bit messy there with the way Amster was positioning as that peek came through. So I don't know how much Lambert saw, but it was enough to send him out of there alive at the very least. Gravity's leading a push through mid. There's 3 players coming from the T side. Kalash repositions. Amster has dealt with Lamberts. Now you've got this double setup here. Oh, what a shot from Gravity. They now start to make their way through to A, but you know that out towards A main is completely compromised. Which means you're penned into the site. You feel like you need to fight on through. Gotta push the utility forward at least to give them some space to plant this bomb.
There's no mid lurk either because of that A main presence. So Bait have got an opportunity to kind of split this from so many different angles. Owner's going to come in through the heaven side, but in fact, he's just dealt with immediately. Snoblin is burning, but that flashbang is well-timed. Snoblin will find Wrinkle, and now it is just all up to Captain Kirker and Amster, and they walk straight into the guillotine. LDLC, what a recovery on the T side.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Up to 8 already. I mean, we know that T sides are strong. We had that discussion earlier, but it really felt like Bait came in looking pretty good. They got those first few rounds, and since then, it's been a real struggle for them. Really not able to find anything on these gun rounds. These CT side woes continuing for them that they had on Vertigo. And 6 looking unlikely in this round as well with these pistols. They didn't get anything done when they had the upgraded pistols last time. These LDLC, they might be able to find themselves double digits here, which is exactly what Bait did to them on Vertigo.
Yeah, I mean, this one's always going to be 9. Well, I guess the next question we pose to Bait is, will 5 or potentially 6 rounds be enough? It's going to be a very difficult task for them. So I just feel like LDLC, they just feel a lot more at home on this map. Despite how good they look trying to come back into Vertigo, this feels just a lot more like well-drilled. Well-oiled machine, all the cogs are moving at the same pace. Everyone is going off the calls and sticking to them. It doesn't matter which site they go to. It's clear, it's purposeful, it's direct as well. And there's always really good trade space on the LDLC side. Something that we've seen be exploited round after round. Bait, it feels like they're playing a lot of individual positions. It's not really helping them out at all. Wrinkle's having a little bit of a rough one, so it relies on Ampster to kind of pick up the pieces. And if the rest of the squad isn't firing, then you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, it really feels like the CT side just doesn't have many answers. The most aggression we've really seen is out towards A main, where we've seen that a rifle set up a couple of times, and we've seen them when they've had pistols push out through B as well. But when it comes to the gun rounds, they feel very timid and very kind of reactive to what LDLC are up to. It's not really working out well for them. 9 now, as mentioned, locked in for LDLC. Captain Kirker might be able to find an exit. They need a lot more than exits right now.
Oh, in actual fact, he's just shown the door. That's a really good point, though. Where have we seen Bait peek out in towards middle? There was one round in which Owner wanted to get aggressive in the gap, but he just gets spammed through it instantly. And it's just the early utility of LDLC really forcing this CT side back. It gives them really narrow, limited options. Yet again, we're going to see the smokes fly out off spawn for the T side as they look to try and make their way very cleanly to end out things on this first half. Bomb making its way towards the B bomb site, and well, Wrinkle's just been caught off guard instantly. There is a trade, and there's still 2 more defenders here.
Yeah, it's certainly been conditioned to keep a lot of players over here. Canals has been firmly under LDLC's control this entire map. No CT aggression here either. Owner's forced off as the smoke phase. Doesn't really want to contest it. Redeploying utility. Flames as well. We can only hold back the tide for so long. LDLC are raring ready for this hit. One smoke goes through to Temple. Another one to deny though. It's going to keep them at bay. That flashbang is perfect. Owner can't dodge it. Good damage. It's into the shins of Gravity. And Snobling has found a double kill in mid. That is destructive. That's the round. He's done it all right there. A lurk through mid to win it. The hit towards B, an irrelevant part of the equation. Captain Kirker has to pull off the ace clutch to get it done. Gets it a half-hearted look, but half-hearted is not enough. And LDLC find 10 at the half. Well, welcome back. 10-5 the half. As mentioned, LDLC in the lead this time around. Bait had did the same on Vertigo. LDLC were able to fight it back. We'll see what they can do now on their CT side. Bait very strong on the T side of Vertigo. Can they do the same here? They're going fast into the A bomb site. Utility over the top. And an Afro are here and both fall immediately. Lots of utility and plenty of room to plant the bomb. Captain Kirk are fighting as well. Snobling trying to get involved. Gets one. Now they have to find 4 more frags. Both players coming out through the connector. Ampster is here. Drops one. And Wrinkles fast on the follow-up. So a very fast and strong pistol from Bait. And LDLC are actually going to fully invest off the back of that. Saw them earlier going for the eco in this situation, but they have decided to fully buy into it. It's not wanting to allow Bait to build up anything here. It's going to be a tough one against 5 rifles. That's a good tag from Afro. He's looking for more as well, trying to re-peek on through. Brooksy with a HE. That one's going to land. Oh, what a shot! That's incredible with the Desert Eagle. Amps now charging on through, and he's able to collect 2. That might be enough to give them passage through. Gravity gets 1, but it's not anymore. With Lambert falling, it leaves everything on to Afro. 1v3, and all he has is the scout. They know that he was here. Captain Kirk plants the bomb, and that makes things all the more tricky. Another tag. He'd be loving the AWP, but maybe the scout can get it done. A headshot comes on through, and Afro. That is unbelievable. A 1v1 now. Player down in towards Cave is Owner, and Afro does not know. So Bait just about win it.
Yeah, what an insane round there from Bait. But Afro, it's his heroics that do absolutely everything for LDLC. Just when you think that round is potentially out of arm's reach, he absolutely nails those players to the wall. And it's a resurgence out of Owner, a much needed one for Bait to keep them afloat.
And that is going to put LDLC now onto the eco. They opted for the Force, and it doesn't work out. It's all sad for them. Got so close. I like the Zeus, though. Always a big fan of Zeus. Will he go to Zeus? What do you reckon?
I hope so.
Okay, give me a call. Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, it's a no. It's a strong no. They're not going anywhere near him. That's so sad. I cry every time. Especially this time.
Yeah, me too. It is a little bit sad. The bomb is delayed in making its way to B, but it will finally be there, and there's no one here for LDLC at all. Stack gambled, wrong side. Bait move up to 8.
See how many Captain Kirker can collect with the Mach 10. That's the next part of this round. Phase 2 now commences. And he might just have gotten none. It depends if he decides to clear through here, but I think he probably doesn't, right? Yeah, he's going to want to clear out A main first. So this group of CTs is going to get away. And, oh, come on. Go for the knife. Why would you not go for the knife there? He wasn't even moving. He was just standing still. You could have got it right behind him, Mach 10 in hand. Swaps to the knife and got the easiest knife of your life. Would have made up for the fact that you didn't get any of these Mach 10 kills.
I'm sad. No Zeus kill, no knife kill. Like, what is going on here? Please. Give us something a bit spicy for the remainder of this half. Afro out with the AWP. That's a bit exciting. Because potentially he could find something a little bit early. Uncontested as well, because it's still the bonus buy for Bait.
So I did find his scout very interesting. So I'm definitely subscribed to this Afro AWP. See what he can get done with it. They've got 3 players over towards B early. So they go for that 3-1-1 setup. Wrinkles looking for this spray. It's not connecting. Very slow round from Bait, knowing that they're up against the guns. They're trying to tease it out, find out what LDLC are up to. LDLC are really not giving them too much. Now Bait group up close towards mid. They're smoked off again.
Oh, that molly missed as well. Just taking their time. But could find Amster here, and that would be a critical kill. But in actual fact, it's all a little bit of a fake bet. Bait are going to hedge their bets towards B.
Well, Captain Kirker is going to find a nice opener with the Mac-10. Just charges on. Snobbling doesn't have anything to say about it. Brooksy does, though. Gets one back, and ooh, needs to be careful. Amster's found Lambert and Gravity as well. A huge double kill. That might be enough. Afro unable to get engaged with the AWP. And CT AWPing on Anubis can be tricky. It can often be difficult to be in the right place at the right time. So he's going to find that kill. Oh my god, what? Okay, now it's on. Shoots through the site and finds the wall bang. This round was done, but Afro's made it look interesting. Still 2 more players, and now time becomes an issue. Knows one's tucked on through, spots him out, but needed to hit that shot. And even then, time was a concern. Reapig's through for the tag. Now he's just running away and is going to survive at the very least.
Every round feels achievable when you got Afro on the AWP, doesn't it? That is absolutely outrageous yet again. He does manage to keep it, so he can provide more nuisances to Bates, but they are slowly creeping and crawling their scoreline back to an even playing field with LDLC. The money, it really is not here for this CT side, so now even more onus relies on this AWP.
Well, I was excited to see it. It definitely lived up to the excitement. Check this aggression. We never saw the CTs get aggressive out of dark, sorry, on Bait side. Afro wanted to give it a look in, but didn't spot anybody initially. And he needs to keep mobile. He's gone over towards B main now, and I think he's going to be peering on out through there. With Brooksy by his side, but again, not going to spot anybody. So at least he's getting information, but it's not what he hoped for. At some stage, he's going to have to make his move. He's actually going to push with Brooksy. If he finds this kill, it's worth it, but otherwise he's just going to be completely out of position when this hit goes towards A. And as he peers around, he is going to catch that one. It's an AK that can be recovered, but he needs to get his skates on.
Yeah, he does. The Eagles need to find impact tucked in at the back of Cake, though. There's potential. Because Snobbling has sold his life, so that means that the Lambert dream is still here. And he does find 2 kills. That's essential, but Ona's fighting back. 2 versus 2. You still got the AWP alive, remember? Afro's now rotated over towards middle. And it all hinges on this next peak. Wrinkles actually swapped up to an AK. 25 seconds. And the combination combines. Afro even finds more impact. And it's the sole sniper to get LDLC the round.
Yeah, opens it up and closes it as well. That tag was everything, allowed the 5-7 to get another. But, I mean, you got to give so many kudos to Lambert there. Completely sells his teammate down the river. But he's able to get the double kill off the back of it. They think it's free. The bomb plant starts to come through. And Lambert wins out 2 duels with that Desert Eagle. Should never have happened. And that's enough to get LDLC around that they really had no right winning. Bait now on the back foot off that one. A pivotal round for them. Look at their money. All these AKs. They have to get it done.
Good molly. Oh, it forces him back, and Ona actually steps in. Amster wins out the fight regardless. There's an immediate trade, but now B is under a lot of pressure.
Brooks is the sole defender here. He's able to step up for one. Couldn't quite get the follow-up. It is a dink on the Kalash, and that's definitely been communicated over to his teammates. Lambert has a kit, but he's on a very long wraparound. He's going to be going all the way out through T-spawn. So he's going to take his time to get here. Really relies on Afro being given something here to entice him to go for it. Otherwise, it might just be a containment exercise. Getting down to half, and Lambert only just now coming around the corner. And yeah, at this point, with no kills found, this is going to be a bait round.
At least Kalash falls. That's a little bit of a saving grace for LDLC. They try and make it as expensive as possible. That does limit options because it means that bait are going to have to drop. They're not going to have all the utility at their disposal either.
They do keep LDLC at bait. No save weapons. Plenty for them to work with. So one blip at the moment on Bait's T side here. 5-1 record currently, so looking very solid. That conversation about their T sides being so much stronger than their CT sides continues here. Now was an opportunity for Afro. Unfortunately, doesn't quite land it. But I love seeing these aggressive plays come out for him. That's a few rounds now where he's really making moves. That's a big out for Gravity. Brought down to half off the HE. That one bounces a bit funky. And the smoke being deployed now. Does look like Bait are interested in B. 3 defenders here. Looks he's going to drop the flames to keep this part of the hit at bay. But Captain Kirker has found an opener. 2 HP and Afro goes down off the swing. Brooks is in the open. He has to go up big, but it's only one. Owner takes him down. And Lambert and Gravity are not here. Off the back of that, this looks like a round for Bait. Bomb being planted. They can lock it in, and it's going to be 11-11. This is where it gets a little concerning for LDLC. It feels like they have a few nice tricks with what Afro's been pulling up with some of these aggressive plays. He's been trying to get involved early. Knows that there's a lot in his shoulders after a pretty quiet vertigo from him. Has been the star for this team for the whole year since his addition, essentially. The rest of the team, they are finding often 1 kill. We're not seeing the big multi-kills that are really required in these side holes because Bait are so quick on their trades when they go for these hits. Good news at the very least is they are saving these weapons over consistently. And with that loss bonus racking up, they've constantly got these bites coming on through. Afro continues to get the opportunity to play with the AWP. Wrinkle has his out. He's been very quiet after, I think, 31 kills in that opening map. So maybe on this T side, we'll get to see a little bit more from him. The whole team was struggling on the CT side, so he didn't really get too many opportunities to get involved with it. Can't blame him too much for that. Smokes in mid, denying him access to any fight onto Gravity. He's doing pretty well on this solo hold, considering if he goes down, it's a complete open avenue to go on towards A, due to this 3-player lean over towards B. Brooksy's got this angle over towards jail where he's getting a lot of information. We're not seeing anybody out B main. Similarly, there's no contact, no sound cues out towards dark, and that's allowing LDLC to rotate players now back over towards A. They've got a double mid setup now, which means they can quickly come on through the connector as required. So Bait is hit. Ooh, okay, that's a good kill. Onto Brooksy on that lurk. He was getting information. They're still going to be hitting into a site that's reinforced by 2 players. Apps he's going on through forward first. Flashbang over the top. Lambert gets one, but 2 quick kills come on through. Afro here with the AWP needs to get involved, but it's Snobling with a double. Afro now has to do it all, but time is in his favor. A 1v2 tucked in towards heaven. Wrinkles picked up that AK and he wins that fight. If he goes down there, there's no time for the bomb and a potential for LDLC to clutch it out, but it's Bait who take the lead after such a strong first half from LDLC. So required timeout here because LDLC have no answers on this CT side. It's going to be a tough follow-up round for them as well. Afro and Gravity can't really invest, so actually, okay, they are going to force into it. This actually ended up not too bad in the end. All things considered, just comes at a detriment of utility. But Afro does get the AWP again. MP9 and Gravity, who has been that dark player, definitely a position where you can make that gun work to a decent effect. So Afro's players this time around. Looks like mid is where he's interested in, but Beta already sending 4 players early out towards B. Wrinkle is just prying on through. Okay, he's spotted on that jiggle. Both players getting hint of each other. That's going to cause the rotations over, but they're going fast. Brooksy finds the opening, and Snobling swings out for a follow-up. This is looking a lot better for LDLC. Snobling holding again. Captain Kirker does get one back. That's the only trade he finds. That HE doesn't quite bounce the way he'd hoped. And Owner was trying to make a play over towards A. So still all on to Captain Kirker, and, well, very unlikely he can do too much here. Lambert tucked in here. It's not an uncommon position, but Captain Kirker's not going to be clearing that one. So LDLC will even things up with their second CT round. 12 apiece now. And that one was a lot more convincing. We need a little bit more of that from them, because it has been mostly the Bait show. Maybe in this late stage of the map, that's a chance for LDLC to start to get a roll on. Bait this time around. A bit more of a default. And LDLC, Brooksy actually peeked all the way out from B main there. He spotted anybody, and that spam looked like it lined up. Went both ways. Players damaged off the back of it. Owner's just going to post up in canals. Wrinkle has a nice position in towards mid. No smokes to block him off this time around. And holding that one down, he's going to allow Clash to walk on forward. Slowly taking the space in towards mid. And LDLC, this conditioning has led them to put 3 players over towards B, including that AWP of Afro. He's going to start to make his way towards A, though. That's as Hamster is throwing a bit of utility over here. Smoke forward. It's all a bit of a ruse, and Lambert is going to come wide to that quickly, but it has meant that Afro has been repositioned, so they've done well in rotating players off. Just 2 on the side, but Brooksy and Snobling, they've been holding strong these last few rounds. Now they have to do it again. Oh, that Molotov is well timed. Going to keep them at bay, and the rotations are fast. Everybody has arrived. Kalash in the backlines could still unravel a lot, but they have to get this bomb down. They have to get it in. Captain Kirker's trying to plant, and he's just about able to get it done. And that's huge, because Kalash is still on this flank. He's coming through Temple. Afro has found one on the Captain Kirker, but Kalash arrives, and the Kalashnikov sings. 2 kills come through. And Owner is locked out Lambert. This one looks good for Bait. Despite all these CTs being here, the fact they got the bomb down and allowed Kalash to come through on that flank was everything. Afro is again forced to save. Which thankfully, just about be allowed to do. They don't really have the resources to go hunting. They do now have a 13th round. And none of these have been easy because LDLC have had these full buys each time, and that time around they had everyone there. Bait winning out the important fights. This time around, Owners managed to get very deep into canals early. Afro's again going for this aggressive peek, and he's rewarded. Wrinkle was even holding for it, but still gets taken down. And Owner at least gets a little bit of control back in towards Dark. So he's walking on through, and Owner takes him down. He even sings back up 4 apiece. Rotations now have to come on over. Gravity starts to make his way here. It's 2-2 split at the moment for LDLC. Beta hoping that the rotations go towards B. They're starting to make their way in towards A. And it is kind of working out for them. Lambert's going to take space in towards mid, which means Afro is the only one here that can really deal with the hit as it comes through. Still enough utility here for the execute, but they have to get past the AWP of Afro, who has proven to be an absolute turret on these sites. Peeks on out for first, Absa drops. That's information now gathered, but they're still not committing. Only just Absa spotted. Captain Kirker now announces his presence, and the Molotov lands. Lambert catches off Owner, though, so it's a 2-on-4. And Afro is still here. He's still peering around, trying to find this way through. To deny the bomb, and he does just that. The rest of the team starts to arrive, but Captain Kirker has an impossible clutch on his hands. Afro doing everything on the defense. 4 kills in the round for him. And a 13th now for LDLC as they tie things up again. Pause coming through because this is a critical juncture for this game. And for Bait, well, they have nothing here to work with. That means LDLC should be able to get up to 14, get themselves back in the lead. Finally getting into the groove of this CT side, and it's all come down to Afro being able to get involved. Indeed, does look like Bait gonna have barely anything into this one. That 14th, looking locked in. Owner disrespecting the smoke, but he's just got a Tech 9. The only one with really anything outside of Captain Kirk is Desert Eagle. Given how close some of these rounds have been for Bait, if you can keep them honest, use some of that utility, maybe find a sneaky kill. That would feel like a victory here. So we'll see if they can get up to anything here. No flashbangs at all to set up any sort of flood onto a site. You'll often see a couple of flashbangs purchased if you want to go for something like this. But instead, they're opting just to brute force, try and overwhelm Zerg rush this site. And well, with the AWP here, there's definitely an opportunity to do that. Oh, that timing is not good. Afro swapping to the P250, and that actually might be the weapon for the job. He's going to drop the bomb and gets another kill as well. So yeah, maybe the AWP not needed. You've got a $300 sidearm that'll do the job just fine. And Stobling has also just been fantastic here on these side holds. So LDLC now take the lead. A lot of late game pauses coming through. This one might be a techie. As you can probably tell, we've got a techie of our own here. Missing B-Dog, but hopefully won't be alone forever. And hopefully whatever's going on in the server can be resolved quickly, but you can take this moment to relax, have a drink, and enjoy the peace and serenity. Well, our technical issue within the server has been resolved. So now LDLC and Bait will get back into action. Round 28 here. 14-13, closest can be between these two teams, as it was on Vertigo, which required the full 30. Could be the case here with how Bait have been playing these T sides. LDLC with the late resurgence on their defense. They've left mid completely open. They've got this double dark setup. Prizing control down into the canals. Bait have taken full advantage of this, and Snobling has to be careful. That window angle could be his doom, and no, Snobling able to get into the position to find that fight first. There was a timing window there where perhaps he might have been able to win that one out. Now Bait are playing without their superstar. As rough a game as he's been having. Gotten their space in towards mid. Kalash is going to slowly work it. They're going to split onto this side here, but Amster falls to Lambert. Now they're forced on through. That tag does a lot, but Gravity does even more. 3 fall to him. And LDLC find themselves onto map point. 15-13 now. And Bait are working with Peanuts. Look at what they've got. All of the wind taken out of their sails on their map pick. That T-side start is so strong. Now it just feels like it's falling short. So pace is the answer. Straight into the bomb site. Gravity does go down. Kalash able to take one. Afro gets wrinkled though. That bomb still has to cross and just about makes it over. That HE though, that's going to do a lot of damage onto Kalash. Do get the plant. Feels so suffocated on the site. Goblin just trying to overwhelm with the AK. Kalash close with the Tech 9, gets one. Still, Owner very low, and he is the only one remaining. A double kill from Lambert. And LDLC will take Anubis 16-13. Able to bounce back and take it. We go to a break.